What's up, everybody? I'm Aslan Hujjamani, joined by Michael Langston, recruiting analyst for Warchant.com, the ultimate Seminole sports source. We got some recruiting news for you, which is always a good thing to do. What should they do, Michael, before we start giving them that good news, though?
Hit the like button. All kinds of stuff going on. All the guys are at Emil Allen over there doing the ACC meeting, so there's a lot to promote, and certainly this news is something really good to promote. So definitely hit the like button, guys.
I am in a glass case of emotion at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Amelia Island for the ACC spring meeting. Stay connected to Warchant.com. Irish show fell, tick, 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 ticking, right, and reporting everything that's going on over here. But Michael, as we were here, Mike Norvell's here, Michael Alford's here, Leonard Hamilton's here, Brooke Wyckoff's here. Everybody's here. You're back in Tallahassee. Sounds like Florida State went ahead and got a need addressed through the transfer portal. Well, not the transfer portal, but through the recruiting ranks from a JUCO prospect.
Yeah, Ashlynd Barker officially visited the weekend. We kind of hinted that something was coming. We felt pretty good about FSU's position. They've been on this kid for a while. This isn't like a last minute thing where they got it, set up. I think FSU went to see him in the spring evaluations probably a couple weeks ago. Got it done. Saw the way he moved. Saw his practice. Really liked what they saw. Got him on campus, and then eventually visited. Everything clicked, and I could tell throughout the weekend with my FSU contacts that this was a guy that they coveted. Wasn't just, hey, we're bringing him in, we'll see what happens. It was like, yeah, we want this guy. So that was kind of the feelings I got. So coming out of the visit, you felt pretty good. A guy that's from Columbus, Georgia, played at Northside High School, a guy that they're very familiar with. We know FSU recruits the Georgia area pretty hard, so I'm sure there was some familiarity either with Alex Atkins or somebody that knew this kid, have watched him for a while. So I'm sure they studied him for a while and really just wanted to see him in person, both for practice and just how he meshes with the team and the connection and the culture fits there. And I think everything checked off. And this is a guy that, will certainly help them. He's a guy that brings a lot of range to his game. He's very rangy, very flexible, but also very good downhill runner. When you watch him, track down ball carriers or at the safety position, you see some linebacker stuff when you watch him in the tackling, but very fluid when he turned, way he hip turns and turns around and finds the football. He's certainly very good in that area. Not somebody you're going to use on deep routes or anything, but I think you put him in space of one-on-one situations that are down the sidelines or just even in the middle of the field. I think he's a guy that's going to be quite good. But redshirted last year at Iowa Western, really just went there to kind of bolster his recruiting and get more interest in being there. So that's kind of why he went the JUCO route. It wasn't grades. It wasn't like he was struggling in grades or anything. I think it was more just to get more attention and being at a JUCO, and he certainly got that. And then just a guy I think Adam Fuller and this staff really fell in love with.
Yeah, it sounds like he went to a high school that might not have been very heavily recruited in Columbus. He went to the other high school, not Carver, in Columbus, Georgia. So he kind of
Right.
might have waited out the game a little bit too long when it came to picking a Power Five school and trying to wait for that offer to come. So he has to go the JUCO route, as you mentioned,
Right.
Michael. But now Florida State obviously targeted him and pulls the trigger on him. How much does it make you feel good about this decision and the fit and the sort of things that Mike Norvell always talks about when they were able to actually go out and see him? How much does that kind of raise the green light for the fact that they went out and actually visited him in the spring evaluation period?
Well, I think it's a big deal because we've already seen with what these guys, their hit rate on evaluations in person and just their evaluations overall. We've listed several times of them taking guys that a lot of people, we're not sure about, that Ja'Kai Douglas, Marquiston Douglas, even Darian Wilmanson, who certainly emerged. All these guys are certainly players that have really bolstered their careers that FSU did on eye evaluations that a lot of people maybe be like, I don't know about that guy, but they saw this guy in person. They certainly liked what they saw. And like I said, it wasn't like a 1 week or 2 week thing. I mean, they've been on this kid for quite some time, but I think they were seeing if they could fit it into what their roster plans were. You obviously had some attrition throughout the FSU roster, so you're probably waiting on that to make sure everything's cool. But I think this is a guy that they just wanted to see in person, and once they saw him in person, they were sold. They loved it, and certainly offered him then, and then got the official visit set up. So I think it's a big deal when you do, especially with this staff, when they do in-person evaluations. That tells you a lot about selling him on everything. And um, when I talked to Ashlynd after the official visit, he said high point safety is kind of what they've talked about, where you start. and then you can kind of see that with a lot of stuff he does. And two, what I also like about this is they don't have a lot of guys that have the frame and size and length that he does at that safety position. They have a lot of guys that are pretty talented, but length and range like he does. I think that's a different quality that would add to this roster that they don't have.
Are they done at this position, Michael?
No, they're not. They're still in the portal. They want a safety portal guy because this is great. The guy has 4 years. It's actually essentially recruiting a high school kid. That's essentially what it is with a guy that's been around the JUCO stuff as far as whether he redshirt or not. He's still around it. He's experiencing to that level, but I think they do want a productive of safety prospect. For those that don't know that haven't gone to PRB, I'll tell you guys, stay on the PRB. There's a couple of guys that I mentioned on there to keep an eye on for the portal. I won't real. I'll let people go see that, but I definitely think they're going to add, try to add one more from the portal, and certainly, like I said, they want a productive guy that has experience in there. You add another dynamic. I think with Ashland, it's more about adding something you don't have too much of with length and range, and a guy that certainly they were sold on. But I think with Portal, you want to get a productive guy that's our experience, got some nice PFF grades and all that stuff that really can come in and kind of lead your safety group with all these other young guys. You do have Shane Brown, you do have Hakeem Dent, but after that, it gets kind of young with some guys that you don't have a lot of experience on. So I think adding a productive veteran safety or one that has a lot of experience and a lot of production, I think is kind of what FSU is looking for to finish off this safety position.
Keon Coleman updates over on the PRB as well, too, right, Michael? Everybody should go
Yes,
over
it
there for
is.
that, right?
It is, and we're expecting probably in the next few days that there'll be a decision coming. I've shared my view as far as on that. I won't cover that on here because it's about Ashland, but people can go there and read and see what I have to say about Keon and how where things are trending or where I think things stand at this point.
All right. Stay connected to warchant.com for what's going on over here at Amelia Island at the ACC spring meetings and the premium recruiting board for everything that's happening in recruiting, whether it's high school, whether it's junior college, whether it's transfer portal. Mike and Matt got you guys covered over there. Michael, thanks for doing this, friend.
You got anytime, man.
Oh, by the way, live recruiting chat tomorrow, everybody, 7:30 p.m. Be there.
Boom. I'll be posting that later, guys. So we'll see. We'll see if they can get some good news while we're in there. We'll see. Yeah, join us for the recruiting chat tomorrow.